How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is M, and today we will be discussing how you can make up to 600 or 700 horsepower utilizing the stock bottom end of your 5.7 liter Hemi. So let's go ahead and discuss how you can make some Hellcat power utilizing a 5.7 liter Hemi stock bottom end. So firstly, I would like to say, yes, this does carry more risk. However, it has been done numerous times for extended periods of time, and people have had great results. Modern Red Hemi took his Eagle engine into the 9s. Richard Holdener took a pre-Eagle 5.7 liter on the stock bottom end to its absolute limit to see exactly how far he could take it. And there's plenty of guys out on the streets or at tractor pulls or anything else utilizing 5.7 liter Hemis, the stock bottom end, some ring gap, and seeing how far they can take it. There are plenty of street cars out here making decent power. However, there are even some drag racers pushing over 20 pounds of boost and testing the limits. So I'm sure that you have heard that the stock bottom end or stock rotating assembly will give out around 650 horsepower. However, that is not true. By pulling the pistons and rods and gapping piston rings for boost, you allow yourself more wiggle room. And when utilizing the stock rotating assembly, I do recommend upgrading rod bearings just for that extra insurance. Putting some extra money out for coated rod bearings and installing them while gapping piston rings most definitely would do you well. Gapping the piston rings on a stock block engine allows you to run 8 to 10 pounds of boost safely. Some people do run more. However, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to do so. It is possible. People have done it, but as you introduce more boost, there is more risk introduced as well. So if you would like to push 8 to 10 PSI, maybe a bit more, or if you would like to boost a cammed 5.7 liter Hemi that's already making decent power, this is a great option if you don't have the coin to going for your bottom end. Increased ring gap combined with boost and a solid tune-up will result in about 600 to 700 horsepower. And when I say a great tune-up, I mean it. A great tune-up is absolutely key. See, a lot of these 5.7 liter Hemis do not go from ring gap. The rings butting is not the main issue. The main issue that you see with a lot of these 5.7 liter Hemi builds that go wrong is detonation. So, aside from a great tune-up, a 180-degree thermostat, keeping temps cooler is going to help fight pre-detonation. So yes, gapping piston rings is most definitely going to help, especially so they don't butt. But if you do not have a solid tune-up, you can still see catastrophic failure pretty quickly. So a 180-degree thermostat most definitely will help combat that pre-detonation and added heat. And if you are concerned or would like to go the extra mile, you can always run E85, which will most definitely help as well. And now if anybody is doubtful or wary of this setup, I'm going to show you something that may ease your mind a bit. So we are about to take a look at the engine that Richard Holdener put through absolute hell. This is a 2006 5.7 liter Hemi out of a Ram. So this is a pre-Eagle engine, which is notoriously weaker than the Eagle rendition. Aside from the added ring gap, he installed a 6.1 liter intake manifold. He milled the heads to raise compression. They are pre-Eagle heads still. And then I believe he installed long tube headers as well. And then he took a decent sized turbo, strapped it to the setup, and this was the result.
Let's take a look and see what happened when we ran our turbo. First, we obviously ran it at various different boost levels. Here's what happened when we added 10.4 pounds of boost. The power output jumped to, where are we at here? 872 horsepower. And peak torque out here was 755 foot-pounds of torque. We weren't done there. Obviously, we kept going up and up in boost and eventually got up near 20 pounds, 19.8 PSI on this, again, stock short block with ring gap. So here's where we got to. We got to over 1,100 horsepower, 1,120 horsepower. And peak torque checked in at 993 foot-pounds of torque. We ended up hurting something. We actually ended up hurting a piston, but it broke in between the first and second ring, and it did not break the top crown of the ring where everyone says it's weak. Now, like I said, we had between 30 and 32 thousandths ring gap, so I don't think it was a ring gap problem, but it started getting really bad blow-by. So this is where we stopped. The motor was still running.
So this 2006 5.7 liter Hemi out of a Dodge Ram, a pre-Eagle engine, notoriously weaker like we already mentioned, made over 1,000 horsepower on an engine dyno before it decided to crack a piston. However, he did replace that piston, and this engine runs till this day. So it was not a truly catastrophic failure where there was a rebuild required. There was one piston replaced, and the engine can be ran again. So this speaks to the durability of a 5.7 liter Hemi and the durability of this setup. Now, Richard didn't need to break it. He wanted to. He wanted to see the absolute limit of this setup. And Richard Holdener did have some regrets about the test. He believes that if he would have used the twin turbos he typically used in these bottom end tests, he would have seen more power. He did not measure the back pressure. He thinks that he was basically at the edge of that turbo's capabilities. And then on top of that, he did not run ice water like he typically would. Either way, there could have been more power seen out of this setup. And seeing that this is a pre-Eagle 5.7 liter Hemi, what do you think could be achieved with an Eagle 5.7 liter Hemi? They have stronger pistons, they have stronger rods, and the cylinder heads flow much, much better. And while we're on the subject, as part of this stock bottom end budget build, if you are a pre-Eagle 5.7 liter Hemi owner, if you swap to 6.1 liter or Eagle cylinder heads, you will see more power, more flow, higher efficiency. It is much better to swap those cylinder heads. You will see better power figures. It does take a bit more than just bolting them on. You have to consider things like exhaust manifolds and intake manifold and some other things. I have a video detailing what's needed and what to know for the 6.1 liter heads, as well as the Eagle heads being ran on a pre-Eagle 5.7 liter Hemi. So go ahead and check those out if you want the knowledge on how you can run those cylinder heads on your pre-Eagle 5.7 liter Hemi. So gapping those piston rings allows you to run more boost, which results in more power. However, other power adders and efficiency mods will aid in you making more power more efficiently on this setup. A more efficient engine can make more power per pound of boost, or you can make the same amount of power at a lower boost level. So as an example, we are going to talk about adding a cam into the mix, as a camshaft will improve efficiency and power output. So if you're making, let's say, 600 wheel on this setup with the stock camshaft, you replacing that camshaft with an upgraded camshaft that's more performance oriented can result in you making more power in total, of course. However, it can also result in you not having to use as much boost. So you adding in that camshaft and keeping it at the same boost level, you are going to see more power. If you introduce this camshaft, you can turn down the boost and you can make the same power that you were making before the cam and not have to run as much boost. So let's say you were making that 600 wheel at 10 PSI. You might be able to make that 600 wheel at 8 PSI now, which is less strenuous on your engine. So in conclusion, you can take a 5.7 liter Hemi, gap those piston rings, run more boost than most people think you can, and make more power than most people think you can. And then you can also improve efficiency to be able to make more power or less boost. As you can see, Richard Holdener done made over 1,000 horsepower, but it didn't last as long as one of these setups that's making 600 wheel and 700 crank. Like I said, more boost, more power, more risk. So you can take it there, but for how long is unknown. Would I recommend taking this setup as far as Richard Holdener did on a consistent basis? Most definitely not. However, you do have to give credit where it's due and recognize how many different people made quite a bit more power than anybody believed they could have just by gapping those piston rings, running a safe setup, and absolutely sending it. This setup has proven itself, as many people have ran the stock bottom end 5.7 liter Hemi with added ring gap and had great results, and they ran it for numerous seasons. This is not a one and done setup. You can be consistent with it and run it for numerous seasons. However, there always is the option to pull a Richard Holdener and send it to its absolute limit. As we wrap this video up, keep in mind that this setup does carry added risk. A prime tune-up is absolutely essential, and durability and longevity is not guaranteed. I am curious about what you guys think. Would you run a stock bottom end 5.7 liter Hemi with added ring gap, or do you think that there is too much risk? Leave your answer down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like, hit subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.